Hey guys, Ben with KCT here. I just want to show you something real quick over this weekend. So if you guys have seen anything that Evolve 3D printing has done recently, there's some pretty cool hype around some of the stuff that they've got going on. And what it is it kind of solves a lot of problems that the Second Amendment community has been having, especially when they go to using like an SBA3 or another brace. And it is the ability to have on-gun storage for like your batteries and such. And now in a short rifle, that's really difficult to do in some cases because, like this one, you can't have a vertical grip, so you have an AFG. And in this case, it's using a grip without a storage core, like a lot of the grips are coming out nowadays, like the Umbrella Corporation, this one, all the ones that are based off it, like the X Tech um, and then like the new MFTs and stuff. And it's done as a cost saving measure. I get it. And if you could buy a grip cheaper and that's what you want, then cool. I got in with like the MFT grips, the MyAd grips, Mo grips. They had that storage, so it's always kind of a sucker for on-gun storage. Well, you have a brace now, and so you cannot generally. There's not a brace, at least that I've seen, that has the ability to go ahead and mount batteries in it. So if you have optics on your gun, which is, I've got optics, I've got a light, you really don't have much of a chance to mount batteries on your gun. And so I sat down with the guys from Evolve 3D Printing. I was fortunate enough to be able to help consult on this, and they brought it to life and absolutely knocked it out of the park. You're going to see, so this is awesome. And came up with this idea of these grip plugs that people are using, and use them as intended, blah blah blah, NRA, NFA, whatever, something something, modify stock. You guys know there's an disclaimer to that. And where we are in time right now, everything is very, very, very much up in the air as far as how things will be classified and such and so on. Guys, keep up on your news, keep up on your laws or things that are being done as an executive order, and don't get yourself in any trouble. So, what does it look like and what does it do? We have a spare one here. So this one I had made specifically for me because it has holes for the LR44s. I'm an old fool from the old school, and I have one optic that runs on those button cell batteries. It's an old Primary Arms red dot. But this is sort of like the Cave of Wonders, but cooler. I know it's really hard to see because of the light, but what it does is you can fit two each of the 123As, CR2s, double A's, or triple A's, and then on top a 2032 button cell battery. So if any two of those combos, and then you'll be able to go ahead and put that right in the brace there. So let's take a look at this. So this one I have set up where we have, so there is the 2032, and then underneath we have the 123As, because that's what it's going to take. So if you're running like a microdot, Trigicon, Adaball, anything like that, you're going to have that 120 or 2032, and that is going to be the prime source of your optics power. Some have ridiculously long lives. Some of the cheaper ones, not so much. So it really sucks to roll up to a class or whatever and not have a red dot that works because you have no battery in it, or the battery dies and you have nowhere else to put it. So up here with the Enforce, it's HSP, with the sweet front post ring sight. So I'll take a 123A. So I need at least two batteries to power everything on here, and on most of my guns, I like to have at least one changeover completely for all the batteries. So I wasn't able to do that because this doesn't hold batteries. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how this works. We'll go ahead and take the one that I want here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen that strap up a little bit. Now, people were like, "Oh God, is this gonna be exposed to the elements?" No, watch. So I'm just holding this on because I don't want the 120 or the 2032 to pop out. I swear to God, I know my batteries. And then slide it in there, and you can see that butts up completely. And then we'll go ahead and tighten that strap down. And that's one of the big parts, is making sure the strap is tight. I know they make the split fix and other things like that. Yeah, those are cool, but they don't hold batteries. And then if you see from the back side, it's completely flush. There's really no way for the elements to get in there. If I can show you, there we go. Look at that. Okay, so so this came about from looking at their idea of the core that's supposed to kind of keep the rubber in shape while you're not using the gun. But it's like, why would we put batteries in here? So now I can grab this gun and I can run it, and I have all the batteries that I need. I don't need to depend on a grip that I don't have storage on, or a foregrip that I don't have storage on. And so it kind of simplifies my logistics, going to classes, going out to shoot, whatever. I'm less dependent on what's in my supply bag. I'm more dependent on what's on the gun. This brings this in line for the rest of my guns, having all the good stuff that I need, the batteries and everything on them. So also, when I run, like let's say I only need one 123A to run this, but my flashlight, handheld light, the Nightcore, it'll take two of them. So I mean, I have two in here. I only need one. If I need to, I can go ahead and swap out for handheld lights and other things like that I carry. And again, being able to carry batteries that are not necessarily associated with a TAC light system. So like the AAAs, AA's, things like that. If you're doing a night class and you're running a headlamp, if you've got one of those new sights, they'll have the battery mounted underneath and allow you to have more of a, I guess, a common battery usage. This thing is perfect, and it holds them in. And there can be, depending on what you guys have, a slight bit of wobble. But also realize that right here, so the batteries are too short, right? The 123As. There's a little bit in there, but all you do is take some tissue like you normally would. Every time I put something in a grip, I go ahead and put the batteries in, then I put the grip in, or then some tissue in there, and then the grip stop, and then so you don't hear anything. So I mean, with like the AA's, AAA's, stuff like that, yeah, you're not gonna really hear a whole lot of wobble. Just put in some, some tissue there. But other than that, I mean, they're rock solid. And then when I need it, I can just go ahead, loosen that up, pop this out from the front. There we go. 2032 and 123As. So that works great. Let me show you guys a couple other things real quick. So this is AA's. They actually made it so they kind of lock in there a little bit. So there's your AA there. And then AAA's, they do wind up a little bit loose in there, but again, just take the tissue in there. They don't wobble at all. I've put them in there and I've been running around with this all weekend, and I've never heard a single rattle out of this, obviously, other than what I'm doing right now. So, yeah. So guys, again, I think that it was a great idea. We were able to collaborate and kind of come together with what the specs wanted to be, what we thought would carry, most people would carry on a gun. Because again, these micro optics running off a button cell, the watch battery have become increasingly common, and 123A is pretty much the de facto battery for a tactical light system. So with that right there, being able to go ahead and cover that and make this gun a little bit more kind of autonomous and less dependent on what you have sitting in your truck wherever you are from God knows where. So that's a great thing, I think. But like I said, I had a little bit of a hand in it. Guys, this is being recorded and it should be released the Sunday, Monday, Martin Luther King Day. They should be actually, if all 3D printing, should be having them out Monday, I believe. They're spending all weekend to print, to kind of catch up for everything and grab these orders. So guys, Evolve 3D Printing, they'll have more on the pricing and all that stuff. You can check them out. They have an Etsy store. Just type it in, and you'll definitely see those come out, the different colors and all that good stuff. So guys, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, definitely go ahead and leave those below. Obviously, it is pretty hard to grow a gun YouTube channel nowadays. So like, share, subscribe, comment. It's all helpful against all the stuff that we're going to be dealing with coming up. So really appreciate your guys' time and checking this out. Really appreciate you checking Evolve 3D printing out. And yeah, hope you guys have a safe weekend, a wonderful weekend. And yeah, that's about it, guys. We'll see you.